Alright. I'm a little bit sick currently, so my voice might be hoarse than usual. But anyway, let's continue. Okay, so I have this reference about why putting the, what is it called? Why defining macros in header file can be bad. Basically it is, what is it called? Make things harder to debug, I guess. Something like this, namespace pollution at the end of the header. This way they will not be include error listening. In any header, okay. So first thing first, let's put the header file. No, sorry, the macros in the C file. Put it in here. this out. Can we use size of? For example, okay. So yeah, we can. Then we can take that. The difference is that strlen develop excluding the terminating null byte or the null terminator. So yeah, this is without the null terminator and this is with the null terminator. So we can use size of this is macro, right? This one, pre-processing macro, if I remember correctly. Alright, where do I get that? Not fun. I mean, am I making Genosi extension? But yeah, maybe this one. Can we access this? Input file. Oh, C string constant. Okay. Parenting strings. Definition change with each new line. Oh, okay. Oh, it is a Genosi extension. Okay. Send name. Man. Okay. Form of C. So if it is C string constant, can we write something like this? Trace. Is it gonna be the same? And if it is really different, right, we won't have the same memory address, See, it should be the exact same as far as I understand. Something like this. Example. Possibly have the static storage duration too. Okay, maybe I'm not really sure. file name and line number in the error message, or yeah, this one. I'm kind of curious if we take a look at what is it called? The Verilog main page. We will see this line, right? Where is it? Attempting to allocate more than ptrdiff max byte is considered an error, as an object that large could cause letter pointer subtraction to overflow. I'm still not sure. How do you debug in Vim? I don't debug in Vim. I mean, I use, what is it? I use GTP, you know. I use the cell to do the debugging, like bash or CSH. I don't really debug in Vim. I use another cell to debug the program, I guess. Attempting to allocate more than ptrdiff max. Okay, as an object that large could cause letter pointer subtraction to overflow. Pointer subtraction overflow. Subtraction overflow. But yeah, that is interesting question. Debugging in Vim. I remember something like this. No, this is just for the Vim. There's this one, I guess, but I didn't use this. Let me put this in the chat. But yeah, I don't really use debugger in Vim because, well, I don't really want my Vim to become another Emacs, you know. If possible, I will use Shell instead of Vim. I don't want everything in one place and become too big of a program, you know. Do one thing and do it well, they say. Do one thing and do it well, some people say. Or Unix philosophy, I guess. There's also this one. This is the Stack Overflow. Sorry. look like Emacs, right? See, that is the power of Emacs. You can do most things inside of Emacs, you know. Clone by clone. Drop pin. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't know there is busnet pin. Okay, interesting. Vimnet pin protocol. Okay. Vimnet pin protocol. I learn new thing about Vim. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this. The NetBean interface was initially developed to integrate Vim into the NetBean Java IDE. Okay, using the external editor plugin. No longer exists for recent version of NetBean, but the protocol was developed in such a way that any IDE can use it to integrate Vim. Okay. So a classical TCP socket. Not a dependency on Java or NetBean. Okay. Just to add a Vim like, what is this? The cursor's debugger. Oh, the TUI version, I guess. The GDB Geno debugger. This is like the flag TUI, right? But let me put this in the chat in case anyone wants to see this too. Yeah, this looks like the TUI version of GDP, for example, like this. Right, it's similar to this one. So yeah, I'm not sure what is the benefit. Okay, assembly view. I think this one, the TUI mode, if that is what you call it, the TUI mode is also assembly view, not only the source code view. Visual breakpoint setting. This might be the difference. Maybe, I'm still not sure. But shortcut for command function. Searching source window. Okay. Yeah. Until this day, I'm still not sure if I can search the source window. GTP search source window. Scrollable GTP history of entire session. Okay. This is not possible with the current GTP TOEI, as far as I understand. Tab completion, key mappings, macro. Okay. Is this still being developed? Reverse search, starting with one before last line. What's up, Muri Fats? Welcome. I'm still a little bit sick, so my voice might sound weird or hoarse. Sorry about that. And yeah, once in a while I will cough a little bit. So, and yeah, currently we are taking a look at the, what is it called? At the debugger. Okay, it is updated. We are taking a look at the CGTP. Let me put this in the chat. If you are interested in C and assembly, I prefer watch a bit to my live stream. Oh, you are also doing live streaming too? Okay. Maybe I will watch your live stream later on. But what is the topic you are talking in the live stream? Are you like doing some project with C or assembly, or maybe something else? I mean, my current live stream is, well, the point is learning C, right? By following this book. Let me copy this in the chat. But yeah, I don't really follow this book quite often. I'm usually doing things on my own. Like for example, I'm trying out GTP right now, right? So there's one thing. Oh, my stream are similar to yours. Okay. Alright. So you're also doing some project in your live stream. I mean, yeah, I prefer to learn by doing some project rather than just reading the book, because, well, I don't really want to, what is it called, I don't want to be trapped in the tutorial hell, like I'm just following the tutorial and didn't really know what's going on at all. So yeah, maybe I will check your live stream later on. And now, wait, where am I? Okay, console front end. Okay. And then, right, we will take a look at this predefined macro, like file, line. Let me put this in the chat. So, previously we take a look at the file macro and it looks like what is it called? File. It looks like we can treat that as the string literal, like the file macro will expand to something like this. Let me demo that, I guess. Something like this. So we have the same memory address for the beginning of this string literal. So, and from this documentation, it looks like underscore file macro expand to C string constant. So yeah, there is that. Maybe it is a string literal which have static storage duration. Wait. Which have static storage duration, right? Which means it always exists during the execution of the program, like a static variable or global variable. Only you don't use English on your stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you don't use English, then yeah, it might be hard to understand for other people, I mean, English is not my native language too, and I'm currently learning English too. So yeah, I mean, if you want to have a broader audience, you can use English, I guess. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Quite interesting using the file macro, I guess. And then we are taking a look at this. So we like replace size max with ptrd div max. I mean, if we take a look at what is it? I think this one. Size t. No, not this one. I kind of forgot. Okay. Is it this one? Oh yeah, this is one. This is the one, I guess. The limit of size t. Okay. The limit of size t is size max, which if we take a look previously, Well, let me check in GTP. Start. Print size max. Okay. Let me add a breakpoint at the FR. Yeah. And then continue 1690. Oh, more recent than executable. Okay. Let me compile that for a bit. Alright. Break alpha R. Right, and then run. Okay. 1690. And now let me check the size max. This is the size max, and if we take a look at limits header, if I remember correctly, it is the same. Right, on my machine, on 64-bit machine, the size max is equivalent to this one, unsigned long max. This one, unsigned long type, the maximum of unsigned long type. And well, if we take a look at the PTRT diff max, it actually the maximum value for type long. So the size max is the maximum value for the unsigned long type, but the PTR diff max is equivalent to signed long max. The difference, well, the difference is that, as far as I understand, signed can have negative value, meanwhile unsigned cannot have negative value. So if we use negative value like -1, for example, it will equivalent to the max value, like it is wrapping to the max value, something like that, as far as I understand. For example, well, if I do something like this and sign in -1, rather than printing out -1, it prints out the maximum value for unsigned in, this one, 4294 967 295. So yeah. But if I'm doing this, the sign in, it will print -1, and that can cause a problem, the unexpected behavior, right? So we should be careful about that. Is it to ask, but do you watch anime? I don't really watch anime anymore, but yeah, I used to watch anime, and currently I'm trying to watch anime again, just for, what is it called, entertainment, I guess. Do you have any suggestion for the ending? Okay, maybe let's take a break. Yeah, I'm usually, what is it called? I'm usually checking the recommendation on this my anime list .net. Recheck all. Yeah. Let me copy this in the chat. But yeah, I prefer reading a novel because, well, I like the story. I prefer going deep into the story rather than the visual animation. But yeah, I watch anime. Oh, One Piece. Right. I forgot what episode I'm watching in One Piece. I remember the Wano arts, like One Piece, Wano arts. I think that is the last time I watch or read the manga of One Piece, the Wano Country arts. Back when, who is it called? Back when Sang, one of the emperor, I guess, kind of visiting Wano at the end of the arcs, and Luffy get promoted to become one of the emperor. Yeah, that's where I left. I didn't really continue from there, I guess. But yeah, I might pick that up again. Because yeah, I'm waiting to have, long episode before watching the entire series. Something like that. Yeah, but back then I used to watch every week for the manga to release, And then I'm like, well, let's decide for a few more weeks before I read the manga all at once. And then I forgot. I forgot to pick that up again. Yeah, this is the last arc I'm following in the One Piece. Oh, I'm almost there to catch up. Okay. Yeah, this is, what is it called? The last time I follow One Piece. Yeah, especially the Gear 5, right? Is it? Yeah, I think it is the Gear 5. Where the Luffy have those white hair, right? After Kato defeat Luffy. Something like that. It was fun. Okay, maybe I will pick that up again. We will see. If I didn't forget. Okay, other than One Piece, do you have any recommendation? I mean, the recent one the recent anime movie that I watched is, what is it, Summer Ghost, I guess. This one, if you want to take a look. Where the code and what mean lips? Okay. Well, we are currently on the break session, so I didn't really put the code yet. Okay, so let's talk about Lisp first. Lisp is a programming language Lisp is a programming language. Here it is. Let me copy this in the chat. So basically we are trying to create something like, well, something like a Python. If you ever use Python, it's like a simple, what we are trying to create is a simple, what is it called? A simple interpreter, something like this. This is what currently we are creating, and this is Python. We are not trying to create like a Python, you know, like a full-fledged programming language, because the point is to learn C. C is, well, another programming language. If you didn't know. So yeah, we are currently trying to learn C by creating a simple Lisp interpreter by following this book. Let me copy this in the chat. But yeah, I don't really follow this book that much. I'm usually going off on my own. For example, this one, I'm trying to create a simple implementation like the relog arc. If you ever tried this relog array, right? From the explanation, right? Relog array is something like relog but with the multiplication overflow detector. So I'm trying to create something like what is it called? Multiplication overflow detector which is similar to relog array. And in the process I have some of this reference, right? And that make me thinking, should we replace size max with ptrdiff max? Because, well, if we take a look in the return value, if we attempt to allocate more than ptrdiff max byte, this function malloc, calloc, relog, and relog array will cause an error, you know. It is considered an error and will throw, if I remember correctly, null value. So maybe we should consider the integer overflow, the maximum overflow value with ptrdiff max rather than size max. I mean, I know that size max is, well, let me check this here. I know that size max is the limit of size t, right? This is the POSIX one, I guess. Let me check. Nothing about it. Okay. This is the POSIX one, so it's the limit of size t, but yeah, we cannot really reach that max value because, well, on 64-bit system it is, well, too large. This is the comparison between size max and BTRTIF max, you know. You look for create a compiler or create a language. You look for create like a compiler or create a language. Is that a question, Saad? If that is a question, no, I didn't working on the compiler yet, but yeah, that might be one of the career I'm going for. I mean, I'm interested in the low-level programming stuff. Developing a compiler is one of the thing, I guess. And also, yeah, other things like maybe network programming, or at least my goal is I want to be able to contribute to the Linux kernel. If you know about this Linux kernel stuff, let me put this in the chat. Yeah, I hope to contribute to the Linux kernel source code. That's why I'm trying to learn C, because Linux kernel mostly using C, right? So yeah, my goal is to be able to find a job in the low-level programming space, and I haven't narrowed that down what kind of low-level programming I want to do. So yeah, I cannot answer that for now, at least. So yeah, that's the goal. And not the relog, okay, you know the relog. Bro, are you higher in this major? What do you mean higher in this major? I'm not hiring currently. So yeah, you could say that I'm currently on the career break. I want to switch career from, what is it called, from the web development to the low-level programming. So yeah, I'm not hiring. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, well, break time is over and let's continue. Okay. Okay, so one of the questions is that should we replace as max with BTRTIF max? If we take a look at the, what is it called, at the reference, here it is, right? This is the reference for my implementation of the unlock util, which is, what is it called, something similar to relog array, if that makes sense. This one, relog array, which as far as I understand is not part of the POSIX standard. I mean, let's take a look. Relog array. See, it is from the PSD side. Let me take a look. This is Linux main page. Okay. PSD. Oh, the genuine one. Okay. But yeah, if I remember correctly, okay, this one. Utility function from PSD system. So it is not really a POSIX standard. Oh, right. If you didn't know about POSIX, it's basically a standard for portable operating system interface. Portable interface, I guess. Let me copy this in the chat in case you are curious. So as far as I know, this is the standard that guarantee something is portable, That's why you heard something like POSIX compliant shell, like bash or CSH. That means that we can use the POSIX syntax in those POSIX compliant program. For example, in bash have its own, what is it called, syntax, like function, what is it called, enum, echo enum, right? Okay, and then we can call enum, something like this. But the POSIX compliant syntax is something like this, e2, and then what, e2, and then like this, and we call e2. Now, what is this mean? If we use another shell, let's say test, let me put this here, and we are trying to use function, something like this, we get an error because test does not know about the function keyword, But if we use something like this, it works because test following the POSIX standard. So yeah, that's basically it. Which means that we have a guarantee that the syntax will be working on another program. What is it called? The portable way, the portable syntax or something like that. So yeah, which means that relog array might not exist in other operating system, depending on the implementation, right? Okay, anyway, with that in mind, okay, so yeah, I'm following this example, and this example using size max, and I think the actual source code is in here. Okay, this is the actual source code, and honestly I'm still not sure why we use for. integer 4 in this one, right? Is it the size of the integer? I mean, if we take a look, size of int, right? 4, or maybe unsigned int. In my system, it is the same, but there is no guarantee it is the same, I guess. Yeah, why is it 4? It is interesting. And yeah, this one using size max, right? But if we, what is it called? If we near the size max, we are most likely already have an error, you know. Let me take a look at relog array. We most likely already have an error because attempting to allocate more than ptrdiff max is considered an error. Okay, I'm still not sure about this pointer subtraction error. Let me check. Subtracting to pointer in C. Pointer subtraction error. Then wanted to subtract two pointers expecting the distance between these two addresses. The distance between these two addresses. Oh, but apparently I was wrong. Okay, interesting. Oh, so subtract means the, what is it called? This -1, is that it? Division to this one, right? Subtract. The subtraction. When two pointers are subtract, both shall point to element of the same array object. Or one pass the last element of the array object. Is the difference of the subscript of the two array element. The size of the result is implementation defined, and each type sign integer type is ptrdiff _t defined in the header. If the result is not representable in an object of that type, the behavior is undefined. Okay. In other words, if the expression p and q points to, respectively, the I and j element of an array object, moreover, if the expression p points either two elements of an array object or one pass the last element of an array object, and the expression q points to the last element of the same array object. The expression q plus p negative p. This is getting confusing. Okay. So the footnote step may be implemented by subtracting the low pointer and dividing by the size of the. Doesn't have to be implemented this way. Let me copy this in the chat in case anyone wants to see this. But yeah, I'm still not sure how to interpret this. Maybe I'm just still sick, Well, we will take a look at this later on, maybe. Okay, anyway, if attempting to allocate ptrdiff max byte is considering an error, should we using size max as the division to consider whether it is an overflow or not, an integer overflow or not, because if we are more than the ptrdiff max, let's say that what is it called? Let's say that the member, right, an element divided by size max is still more than the ptrdiff max. Yeah, like the member, multiplied by the size is still more than ptrdiff max, then yeah, relog will return null, So I'm kind of curious, should we change that to change the size max to ptrdiff max instead? Okay, max total element. Like this one, okay. Okay, or maybe if I'm doing this, right. So yeah, I'm doing this. Okay. 7, no. Interesting. 8, also 7, oh. Now what happens if I use size max? 15. Okay. interesting. Okay. So, wait a minute. I think this one. Yeah, this one equal. Let me put a sign long. I mean, if I didn't put this, I assume this will become. Oh no, okay. It is automatically detected. And where is it again? Limits dot edge. Okay. Unsign long. No, not that one. Long max. Okay. Oh, interesting. But this one, we are experiencing an overflow. Unsign long. Right. Sign long. Okay. But if we use long, we got an overflow. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that makes me curious though. So do we replace size max with ptrdiff max? Maybe. I mean, I need to test that out too, you know. We use size max because when we try to allocate bytes, we'll consider error. So I think we should. So let's try preventing that error 2 in the integer overflow checker. Let's see how it goes. Right. Okay. Yeah, I need to continue. Okay. Let me compile that again. Okay. What is it called? Right, GTP. Must be okay. I'm still not sure what this comment means, but yeah. Oh, what? Right. That has become confusing. Okay, so let's try 69. Alpha pop. Okay. Then next. Step into the unlock util. Okay. We are currently in the unlock util. Now let's try print the total elements. Okay. Let's change that to this one. Okay, now what is it again? Interesting. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, Alice. Guess that I like your step. Okay. Okay, yep. You're triggering that. Overflow on utils. Okay. So let's try and see how it goes. Okay. Try preventing that error to in the integer overflow. Okay. Let me, I think, commit factor, change mix, multiplication overflow, to okay. Maybe but still getting too long. Okay. Mix multiplication overflow. Card inner score YouTube. Okay. Maybe I can do something like this. 70. Okay. Because when we assign a value more than with the active max with the real log, because when we assign a value assign a value with real log, we will when we assign a value real log will detect an error. And will return null value. I feel like and will return null value. So let's try. So I feel like as the safety guard. With real lock. We can go higher. We can assign higher value than that, right? If we use the size max value, seems that we will have a higher value than that does not change. Change that we will have a higher value than PTR. Size mark value, there's a chance that we will have a higher value than PTR div max. And relo. So let's try prevent assigning more value than in the integer, the multiplication overflow. Take a look and see how it goes. Take a look and see how it goes. Okay. Okay, this means that we need more than the string literal, right? I am still curious though. Like, say programming, putting macro in. Evaluate macro in string with macro in string literal. Can we do that? I am still not sure. String casing. I think we take a look of this previously. Okay. One if then putting double quote around the fragment. The preprocessor pixels escape the code surrounding embedded string constant and all pixels within string and character constant in order to get a valid string constant with the proper content. Thus the string casing, is that how to pronounce it? String casing? I'm still not sure. Result in P O. Any sequence of white space in the middle is converted to a single space in the result. Comment are replaced by white space long before string casing happen. There is no way to convert a macro argument into a character constant, no. Okay. A character constant, huh? 4. reset of expansion of a macro argument as is distinguished when it is used in str. Okay, so it is not macro expanded first, but as is an ordinary argument to xstr. That's one. 4. It has already been macro expanded. Argument please scan. They are substituted into a macro party unless they are single or pairs with other token. For macros to be the argument are scanned twice to expand the macro calls in the nested call to comment please scan. Be expanded once in the first scan and second time in the second scan. Do not. Let me copy this in the chat too. If anyone wants to take a look. Okay. Does not occur. Whose expansion contain unshielded commas. We can use recursive macro. Oh, interesting. After, okay, exponent size after exponent. Not the x underscore table size. Basically now is that's a complete expansion. Powerful to turn into 1 plus 4 1 plus, okay, what expand to lose AP. Get an error because lose require a single argument. In this case, the problem is solved by the same parentheses that ought to be used to prevent misnesting of arithmetic operation. Oh. I don't think that's what I want. Yeah, I'm thinking of, well, let's say I have this error message, right? I want to put the line and maybe file and then line like this and still being evaluated. I am not sure if that is possible. Concrete token. Is it only in macro though? You know what? Let me try that. Playground macro concat. Okay, I'll include. Yes. Define inu message. Okay. Message. File line. Void return 0. Printf something. Let me try. Macro concat, okay. Macro concat, okay. File does not give a valid pre-processing token. This not followed by a macro parameter. Okay. So maybe we cannot do that, but something like this, maybe. thing. Okay. Before miracles then, okay. Can we do this? Nope. Cannot do that, okay. Force macro going to be string little. Debug print. Conditional operator. Advanced preprocessor usage. Stringification. Oh, okay. Stringification. Message. File name. Line. Okay. Message. File name. Line. Can we do this? Line. It compile, but does that work? Let's see. That is not expected. Okay. Go concat. Alright. Token pasting. Variating macro, okay. Macro floating. Extend string literal. Can we do that? Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're using memory allocation, then yeah, that makes sense. Extend string literal during pre-processing. Build this string literal. Okay. Taken contact and normal. Amateur compiler option to stop compilation after play. When you have problem like this, now this is interesting. Const fmt. Oh. Is this okay? Like multiple. What is it? Multiple string literal? No. No. Let's try that out. Nope. People. Okay. Oh, there is a problem. Interesting. Expected bracket before numeric constant. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.